Sanctions News, April 2022. 1. US issues full blocking sanctions on Spearbank and Alpha Bank. On April 6th, OFAC added two of Russia's largest banks, public joint stock company Spearbank of Russia and joint stock company Alpha Bank, and their subsidiaries, to the specially designated nationals and blocked persons list. OFAC also issued 3 new and 3 amended Russia-related general licenses and added several other parties to the SDN list. President Biden also issued a new executive order prohibiting new investment in and certain services to the Russian Federation in response to continued Russian Federation aggression. Spearbank and 42 of its subsidiaries, as well as Alpha Bank and 6 of its subsidiaries, are now SDNs subject to full blocking sanctions. This is a significant departure given that both Spearbank and Alpha Bank were subject to more limited sanctions in the past. 2. Japan introduces further sanctions against Russia. The Japanese government designated an additional 398 individuals and 28 entities related to the Russian Federation and subjected them to the following sanctions. Restrictions on payments. A license is required to make a payment to the designated persons or entities. Restrictions on capital transactions. A license is required on capital transactions, including deposits, trusts, and loan contracts, etc., with the designated person or entities. Restriction on foreign direct investment to Russia. The import of a specified item based on a contract dated before this effective date will be allowed for 3 months from the effective date. Import ban. Effective 19th of April 2022, permission from the government is required to import certain specified items. 3. Australia to increase tariffs for products from Belarus and Russia. On the 1st of April, Australia passed its Notice of Intention to apply an additional 35% tariff on all imports from Russia as well as Belarus. The tariff is applied to additional duty goods. These are goods that are the produce or manufacture of Russia or Belarus and imported into Australia between the 25th of April 2022 and the 24th of October 2022 rate increase period, or imported into Australia before the 25th of April 2022, where the calculation of the rate of import duty occurs during the rate increase period. 4. US charges Russian oligarch who called the war on Ukraine a holy war against pagans. The US Justice Department charged Russian oligarch Konstantin Malofeyev on Wednesday with sanctions evasion, the first indictment of its kind since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The FBI's investigation of Malofeyev goes back several years and concludes, as some experts argue, that sanctioning Russian oligarchs is a PR exercise that is largely symbolic. He is accused of conspiring with ex-Fox News director Jack Hannick to illegally transfer a $10 million US investment from a Texas-based bank to an associate in Greece. Hannick, who previously worked at Fox News for 15 years and allegedly helped launch the Zagrad media group, was also charged with sanctions evasion last month. Malofeyev, the founder of pro-Putin Russian television channel Zagrad, was sanctioned by the US in 2014 over allegations he was threatening Ukraine and financially supporting a Moscow-backed separatist group. If arrested, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. 5. The EU adopts a 5th package of sectoral and individual measures targeting Russia and Belarus. The EU adopted a 5th package of sanctions which introduced new sectoral measures targeting the Russian and Belarusian economies. As part of the package, the EU also imposed restrictive measures on 4 key Russian banks, prominent oligarchs, business people, and high-ranking Kremlin officials, as well as family members of already sanctioned individuals. Here are some of the new regulations and restrictions. A prohibition on the provision of crypto asset wallet, account, or custody services to Russian nationals or natural persons residing in Russia, or legal persons, entities, or bodies established in Russia, if the total value of crypto assets of the natural or legal person, entity, or body per wallet, account, or custody provider exceeds €10,000. As part of the new sanctions package, it will be prohibited for any road transport undertaking established in Russia or Belarus to transport goods by road within the territory of the Union, including in transit. After the 16th of April 2022, it will be prohibited to provide access to ports within the territory of the EU to any vessel registered under the Russian flag. Visit sanctionsassociation.org and keep up to date on sanctions against Russia. We update recent laws, regulations, and guidance on Russia sanctions issued by different governments or organizations.